can clip with the husband working do our Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mark Harness. Just a quick question about how will this information be updated and kept current over time? Did you guys? I missed that.
You did miss that part. We didn't talk about it. Yeah. Hey, we actually, this is a weird thing. We have a method, and we spent $150,000 in about a year developing ways to update these granaries when they're out in the field. We charge $200 a year for updates because it's a huge amount of work. Okay. We have 325 out in the field. Only 6 people have paid for updates. Right. And one of the things we learned out of this is that you and I are connected to this internet where everything we click on it, the first time we see it, we think is fresh. But educators, I'm happy to teach out of a 5-year-old textbook. Right? People on the developing world that don't have instant access to information, they're not looking for popular culture, they're not looking for sports scores, they're looking for educational material. It doesn't change that much. So one of the sort of big dope slap I got early on was not to worry so much about freshness. Right? We do have select groups who have programs where they're trying to get new information monthly out to the field. We work with them to get to do email updates and stuff like that. But in terms of trying to get the feedback that we've gotten when people have got these things, it's not that big of a deal. And it was expensive.
Just a quick question about what about relevancy? You just showed Alice in Wonderland. I just wonder how many people in Africa care. Do you guys do anything like sort of that's more relevant to particular culture where you're going? So that's question number 1. And 2, I didn't notice there wasn't any search, right? On the, you don't run any web server on the drive. It's basically just a repository, right, of HTML documents and other files, right? Thanks.
Yeah, it's really hard. We learned early on that it was hard to figure out what is relevant. I just pulled up a couple examples for the first. One of the things we learned early on, we started doing a log analysis of granaries out in the field. Whether it was in a technical school in India or in a prison in Iowa, the number 1 thing people were looking for was health information, because everybody's got health issues. We were working on a program to get the granary out in the field for doctors who were feeling isolated in remote communities, and it turns out that they all had children, and their children wanted access to primary school materials. So our policy is that we're agnostic, promiscuous, and lazy, which is a great policy. I want to put it on a t-shirt. Agnostic in the sense that all information goes in. And that means when our partners from around Africa say, we need this information, we get that information. And when they provide us with information that they've developed, we put that information in. And the promiscuous is that we're really providing information for everybody. And it's not like we're trying to pick a select group. People with disabilities also have lots of other interests, and they're going to want all this other information as well. In terms of the search, we have a word search based on this scene that will, all 14 million documents with words get indexed and are searchable. We have a catalog, about 60,000 items have been cataloged already by our librarians, and that's searchable as well. And then we have portals on top of that where we come up with specific views of information. So our biggest challenge when we first introduced this out in the field, people not having the internet experience that we have here, trying to get them directly to the information that they want, so we do a lot of work around that. But you're from Yahoo, right? So maybe we should talk about
About what? What's the last word?
What was the last word you said?
You just said about.
About something.
Oh, about adding Yahoo search engine to
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
But did you ever do this language translation? Is it all in English everywhere in the world?
Well, what Clifford talked about, I think we have some good translation technology in there, but we will be gathering materials in whatever language we can find to do. I mean, most materials are just has to be in English, and that is the limitation that we're working with. Not a lot of work has been done out there, trying to materials to other languages. but there are some materials that are available in languages other than English, particularly in Spanish, something of the language is not going to work in but in some other languages. And anytime we find materials like that, we'll totally include that.
Right, well, you know, the third part of our strategy is that we're lazy. So we don't actually make anything ourselves, we just like package up other people's stuff and send it out there. But if you were to say to me, we need Portuguese material, right, I would like recruit some people in Brazil and say, hey, let's find as much Portuguese material as we can and throw it in there. Translations is really, Andrea and I talked about, there will probably be some key documents that we want to get translated, but you know, once we get up to millions of documents, it just gets hard.
I think